surprise supermarket opening, so this is going to be really busy. So y'all, get something to drink. Thank you all very much. The gentlemen who introduced me, and including my sons, are people who mean a great deal to me. And it is with great honor that I accept this honor this evening. And I have a few words to say. We've kidded around with the committee. I told them that it was going to be 55 minutes long with 3 PowerPoint presentations. It's actually only 2 pages. 48 years ago, my parents drove me, a then very green 16-year-old baritone from Ohio, to Seagle Colony. We arrived in Skern Lake and turned left off Route 9 onto Charlie Hill Road. When the pavement ended, my mother worried a bit. Not as much as she did when we passed the sign announcing the town dump. Little did I know that that drive up Charlie Hill Road would be one of the most important trips of my life. The first day of the colony was exciting. I met Nellie Seagle, Oscar Seagle's wife, who held court in the corner of the White House living room and told us about the experiences she and Oscar had while living in Europe among their colleagues, like the Dereshki brothers, Camille Saint-Saëns, Isadora Duncan, and Puccini, to name a few.
Oh, wow.
John and Helen Seagle ran the colony in those days. John was a great voice teacher and, like his mother, a great storyteller. And Helen, who always introduced herself as building its maintenance, they became my mentors and my second set of parents. There were others, all fascinating, all characters, and all good teachers and coaches. Sam Selman, Estelle Rucker, Nathan Price, Don Comrie. But for me, the most interesting character was Wunda Morton. She was the stage director. She drove a 1933 Packard touring car, went everywhere with her 2 regulation-sized poodles, Brigitte and Domino, and always greeted you in the language of the opera she was working on. Very exciting for a 16-year-old from Ohio. As interesting as the people were, and they were, it was the place that captured me. This summer colony for singers, then in its 50th year, was a place to come and learn and explore what singing was all about in a completely safe atmosphere without concern about meals and housing. Over the years, I transformed from singer, student, to director, designer, teacher, staff member, and began bringing my own students to the colony as well, students like Donald and Stephen, where they met and worked with other students like Darren. Like me, they too were hooked by this place, where people could learn and evolve in a supportive atmosphere. As I grew older, I met my wife 38 years ago. I knew I would have to discover if she understood this special place. So I invited her up to spend the week. When she arrived, we were doing a big musical, My Fair Lady. And because in those days I was sort of the one-person production department, she ended up sewing costumes for 14 hours a day. We have been together ever since. Although I am sure that she has at times thought it would be nice to do something else in the summer, when the time comes each spring, she has willingly let me follow the siren of Skern Lake. Our boys both grew up here in the summers, wielding paintbrushes when necessary, and being in productions when forced. I often wonder what audiences thought of the production of Deflator Mouse when Jacob at age 12 and Ian at age 9, dressed in lederhosen, served the champagne. My parents, too, came to find Skern Lake compelling. My mother, a teacher and a theater in English, performed in production and often helped by coaching acting. I even tried to retire once. And then, when Darren Woods became general director, he called me and asked me to come back. The Skern Lake siren was calling again, and I'm very glad it did. I could go on and on, talking about students as well. Some, like Seth, who you'll hear from later this evening, Ava Pine, John Panakar, Tyler Simpson, to name but a few, who have careers worldwide. But every summer, They too feel the tug of Spring Lake and Seagle. We know because they check in with us on email and Facebook. Always around the beginning of June. But the thing I really want to talk about tonight are simple. First, the magic of this specialness, and the magic or specialness of this place isn't really where it is or what building it's in. It's you, the audience, the patrons. Somehow, over the years, you have cultivated yourselves into an audience that comes and watches us learn and grow. You do it with great enthusiasm for our successes and gentle and honest reflections to our failures. You care about us. You are our family. But the final ingredient is the most important. Everyone I have mentioned, Amon, Seth, Donald, Stephen, Darren, myself, and thousands of others would never have come to Spring Lake and to Seagle without scholarships. I was on scholarship for 3 summers as a student. Without that opportunity, I'm not sure where my career path might have gone. So you see, although I'm flattered that you are honoring my 48 years, it is because of your dedication to what we do and your willingness to watch us develop and evolve, but most of all, your contributions to make it possible to do what we do. And for myself, I can only say thank you.